the thing with the content creator program is I really hope that they give that the same attention that they're giving the applications for their future employees or possible future employees. And I think that's the case. I think they're going to find the people that not just cheerlead the game, but that truly care about giving honest feedback. Because I'm going to show you something in a little while here that is probably the first critical thing that I've ever said. I'm very active in their Twitter/X comments all the time, always getting feedback from them, blah, 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 but very positive stuff all the time. And I just had to be honest today. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pause this beautiful live stream that they had. And I kind of want to get to this because it all ties into Ash's creation and who they are and the content creator program and kind of where we're about to roll into with Alpha 2. So this is their post here on X. They posted the live stream. They're on top of it, right? They're on it. They were asking for feedback though. So they said, what part of this update did you like the most? And I'll just read this to you. Raw feedback. Stream was beautiful, but meh on excitement for me. Guess we're doing smaller class updates until Alpha 2 when what my heart desires are node/freehold/systems talk. Because that's what I geek out about. Very excited to hear that they want to avoid. Yeah, that didn't make sense. I can read, I swear. They want to avoid server wipes in Alpha 2. That's going to be excellent. I think that's going to make everybody feel great, right? And the night sky looked beautiful in 4K. Now, that is the most critical thing and I've been honest the whole time, but it's the most critical thing that I've said to them. And here's what's it's cool. Here's what happened. They got right back to me. The next one will be right up your alley with some Node Wars fun. What? Node Wars?
But banana bread? Dude! Hell yeah!
We're doing Node Wars. We're going to go all the way in. Node Wars could encompass all of that. Node Wars could have obviously the nodes, the freeholds, which are going to be on the periphery of the node, the first fortresses and outposts on the node, and the systems. I mean, that's what that's all going to be about, right? Node Wars fun. Is this going to be PI testing? I know some people I can ask, but they couldn't answer me because they're ethical, good people. But oh my God, are you guys doing this right now? Is this happening right now with a PI? Yes, somebody commented. I see dual dagger emoji at the end. Are you hinting at more rogue gameplay soon? Which I don't think they are, but I love how desperate everybody is for their own thing here in Ashes. It's so damn cool. It's a great community. They got right on that, and I really appreciate that about Ashes. I think they actually care about making a great game. There's a lot of financial freedom in the way the company is structured. I think we're going to end up with a great game. But to get back to the content creator program and that selection process, I really hope they make moves on that before Alpha 2, because that's the whole way I'm banking on getting in there. I played up the FOMO thing, the fear of missing out, and then I was like, no. Just where we were at with resources, I'm like, I'm not going to spend money on that right now. I'll wait and see if there's another option. I think it's going to come down to server strength and technology. They're doing massive hires right now. I can't even imagine what the back end tech looks like on this to keep everything going. But I think, where was I going with this? I was going here. The content creators are going to be key. So I'm going to list some names: Jamie Chaos and Lace, Nice Gaming, Velatus. Oh my God, I'm forgetting Doc Burns, and then is it Cash and that whole crew, which I'm sorry, I don't remember all the names because I'm terribly senile. But that community that we have right now, that resembles and represents the group of people that should be in Alpha 2, right? You have everybody that paid their way in there. They're invested. I really don't care about anybody's criticism outside of that level of caring about the game. Like if you're not there right now, when it's in Alpha 2, your opinion, I think, well, it's worth less, to be perfectly honest, because you're just not invested yet. And that's not a criticism or a shot at anybody except for the Reddit mobs that hop into a stream and say a bunch of negative shit and have no idea what they're talking about with the game. Talk shit about this, like this little bug. They owned up and put bug on the stream. This is pre-recorded, guys. This wasn't live. They threw a bug out there. And Jamie, I'm going to give you credit because you were the one that said this. They need to, I think you said this. They need to throw more of that in there. And that tempers expectations. Because as Steven has had to say a million times over and over and over again, this is a real alpha. This is not some port from Korea with a screamy ragdoll introducing you to the game, right? And getting bought by a mega corporation to release and probably make it a Dead World Part 2. That's not what this is. This is going to be something different. So I guess moral of the story, content creators, tie this up if I can. Content creators and the community that surround them. So it's not just those content creators, but it's their Discords, it's their chats, all that. The people that are really invested in this game. Those are the opinions that matter during Alpha 2. Maybe we get into the later betas and you better have it spit polished and, you know, like a lot of the questions already answered. And I think that's probably the goal too, right? Because I don't think it's in NDA at all, Alpha 2. I think we're going to be able to stream and do all those things, but a lot of those questions are going to get handled in that process. And I think you're going to shake off a lot of the dead weight players that would have joined the game for about 30 minutes and bailed. You're going to shake that off right away. And through the process of going through the alpha and then getting into the betas, you're going to build that audience. And hopefully, I don't know if I pull it up now or not. Look at that. 21,000 playing. Look at these numbers, though. Obviously, you have peaks. But that's a good, healthy community. And this idea kind of came from watching Nice post some of the stuff. But look at this as a comparison of what we don't want for Ashes of Creation. Let's see. 7,000. All right. All-time peak, almost 1 million. And yes, everybody knows about their craptastic launch, but they had some pretty strong comebacks here, right? And then there's whole videos on this from Nice and everybody else. And you can see why this game is dying, if not dead. So I would rather see this and see it grow for Ashes of Creation with, for lack of a better word, core players, true believers, whatever you want to call it, and have the game last. So I could not be more stoked by the fact that I gave them a critique that wasn't as fanboy as I usually am. And I would accuse myself of that all day long with this game for good reason. They've earned it. But I would accuse myself of that. I critiqued them and the response was, yep, we like your post. And oh my God, you're going to love what's coming up. And yes, we're going to love what's coming up. And I want to see some of the bigger streamers talk about this as they realize what's coming. I've messaged a couple of them with that tweet. But Node Wars, they're going big, okay? They're going really friggin' big. And a lot of these guys are talking about September is their guess. That's their bet on Alpha 2. So here we are, May, June, July, August, boom, 4 to 5 months. And they're going to go big with Node Wars. I think we're about to see there's a lot more of this game built than people suspect. That's something I have to mention here. Look at this biome. This is the desert biome. And we really haven't seen much of this. There's a lot of speculation that there might be more of this world built than we were first led to believe. Like, we don't know exactly how that's going to go. We don't know what kind of enshrouded red gates of death are going to exist in the world as we get in here. But they're not wanting to do server wipes, which means they want this to be persistent. They want this to build on itself. They want to, I surely would know, they want to flex out the economy. They want to flex out the node system. They want to see how the politics shake out. There's all the tech stuff they have to look at. There's all the balance stuff that they're going to look at. They have a schedule. They have this under control. I just need to get my mind right that if I get in this Alpha 2 as a content creator and as a player that has, well, I've played D&D games since they were first even a thing. I'm that old. I've played them from paper to the first video games all the way through. So like this is my wheelhouse, even if I was on vacation for a while. But I have to put it in my mind that what's important is that this is testing. This isn't just, how do you say this? I guess it's not just about the gameplay, right? It's about finding all those holes to help them make a better product. And I think they need, this is where I'm actually going to wrap this up in something that makes sense. And then I'm going to hit stop stream right here in just a minute, just so that I can end on a high note. They need that community of content creators and testers that care deeply about this game. And even if we all have slightly different visions, and Steven is very on task about his vision for the game, they need this community of people that care deeply about making this game right, making this, maybe in some of our cases, our last MMO, making it so damn good that it lasts 20 years and making it right. And I think that's why we've seen the open development. We've seen them take their time. And despite some of the arguments I saw on Discord today and everything else, they're not beholden to shareholders. And that is their biggest strength. They are beholden to making a great game. I can't wait. I hope to see some streams, some videos here really soon on the upcoming Node Wars. Thank you. This has been the first installment of the Rangers of Verra. I'll have to get that little graphic under control time-wise. As you can see, the game looks beautiful. You can go check out the stream for yourself. It's on the Ashes Creation channel. Give it a look. Do like I did. I've only been following this game since August of last year. I thought in my mind that it had been like a year and a half. Some people have been in this thing for 7 years. But I look back to my search history and everything else. I'm thinking it was August of last year. And I've gone back. I think I've made it through all but about maybe 15 or 20 of the live streams. I'm going to have to fact check myself on that. But I went through like a fanatic, like a fiend, which led me to streaming and playing games again. And thank you, Ashes of Creation, for reigniting my passion for playing games and exploring this way to share games with people. This is definitely a special moment in the time of MMOs specifically, but in gaming. And I think you guys, like, as much as there's turmoil in the rest of the world and upsetting things, that's not always bad. Like, I think there's a lot of change for the good coming, and I really hope that Intrepid is setting the tone for game developers everywhere. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll do another one next week.